Well, greetings and salutations, guys and girls. It's me, and Ranger, off-grid warrior. Yeah. He's busy munching on his bowl of food right now. Hopefully you guys can hear that, and hopefully you can hear me. Do let me know in audio, folks, if you can hear me or not. Audio check. Yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. It is an absolutely beautiful afternoon out here, guys and gals. Blue skies. It's fairly cool right now. What is it? It is 79 degrees inside and 74 degrees outside. So nice temps. Yesterday was definitely a little bit warmer, but quite tolerable today. Hey, thanks everybody for swinging by. It's good to see a bunch of names I know in chat. Kevin, good evening to you, sir. Good to see you in. Did I see you planning a bit of camping there? Well, it's a good weekend for camping. A good week ahead for camping. Looks like we're going to have good weather up here. Hopefully you're going to have some good weather. Mr. Gas. Good to see you, sir. What did I miss here? Oh, guys, and I did actually figure out how to enlarge my text. Yep, boomer tech. Even though I'm not a boomer. I did enlarge the text, and I have it enlarged on the actual software too now, so I can actually read it. So if we go long tonight and it starts getting dark, guys, I'll actually be able to read chat. Good news. Natal, well, good evening. Glad to have you here again. Thanks for swinging by. Jim, greetings, Jim. How are you doing, sir? Hopefully all is well. Family plan, good audio, thank you. Family plan coming in there. Loud and clear. Thank you, sir. Kevin, family plan. Okay, that's yada yada. 80 degrees here in South Carolina. Okay. 80 degrees is a good temp. I'm sure it's going to get a lot warmer there, though, right? Well, guys and gals, it's a long one today. Let's just say I was editing it until about, I don't know. No, Ranger. No. I was editing till about 1:30, 1:45 a.m. And you know, I had quite a bit of video to go through, and a lot of B-roll and just garbage video that I'd shot. So you know, I have to watch it all and then decide where I'm gonna cut and what I'm gonna put in. And it just went on forever and ever. And really, there's two events that occur in this video, and they really should be separate events, but I ended up sticking them together. So we've got an hour and 9 minutes of me, you know, living like a wild man up in a mountain, playing with chainsaws, etc. So hopefully you guys will stick for the whole thing. Ranger's really trying his luck here. I actually took Ranger for a run this afternoon, run about noon. We got on the quad and boogied up the mountain. I was hoping to tire him out before the stream. So he's been napping since we got back, laying around, not moving. And of course, now that I start the stream, start talking, he's all of a sudden once up. So you know how it goes, guys. I'm gonna have to put his blankie down here so he can get up. Bear with me. Get down. Times, yeah, I was thinking that he would just remain outside taking his nap, but I guess I was wrong. No, we've got a real professional operation going on here, guys. Okay, get up. You gonna lay down? Okay, he plunked down. Good. All right. Well, looks like I'm fairly caught up on chat there, and you guys got the whole spiel. Whispering Vine Studio. Hello, I made it to the video. Well, good job, Whispering Vines. I think you've been late the last few times, right? Just kidding. It doesn't really matter. Thanks for swinging by anyways. Like I was telling everybody, it's a long video today. I think this is the longest one I've put together, guys. This is definitely not YouTube friendly as far as length goes. Even though these streams sometimes go into 3 hours, guys. The actual video we'll be watching today is an hour and 9 minutes. Hopefully you'll hang out for the whole thing. We can chat about it afterwards. Okay, so yeah, if anybody is new to the stream or hanging out on the sidelines, maybe you're just watching and you're not really a chatter, that's fine. I totally understand hanging out on the sidelines, you know, watching the chaos. I'm kind of partial to that myself. But what we do in this stream is I put together a video of you know, my shenanigans during the week. And, you know, me just living up on a mountain, off-grid, like a hermit, doing my stuff. So I put together a little video, and we watch it during the stream. And if you guys or gals have any questions, anything you want to contribute, any criticisms, I welcome criticisms, as long as it's constructive, as you know. So you can chime in on chat. I'll be watching chat as the video rolls, and, you know, hopefully there's some juicy, good conversation that takes place today, either during or even after the stream, guys. Okay, Mr. Gas Gas, thumbs up, please. Yes, guys, everybody listen to Mr. Gas Gas. Thumbs up. Anyways, I hope everybody else is doing well. Hopefully your weekend's been a good one. My weekend has been, you know, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's how my weekends are. They literally are no different than the week. So we've had great weather, blue skies. Yesterday was a little warmish and hot in the cabin. I don't have any kind of air conditioning up here, and as we creep into summer, things do get a little bit warm up here. You know, we do get our 90-degree days are pretty common, and even you know, we're likely to see a handful in the hundreds. And it gets pretty hot in the cabin here, folks. I'm talking about it's usually 5 or 6 degrees warmer inside the cabin than what it is outside. So I remember last year there were several nights where, you know, 10, 11 p.m. I'm laying in bed just sweating. So hopefully we'll be able to stream, and the PC, I'm going to have to figure out how to keep this PC cooled on those hot summer days if we're going to stream. So that should be a interesting little challenge. Okay. Anyways, welcome again, everybody. And to any of those new folks, do feel free to introduce yourself if you want to. You know, just say hi in chat. If not, that's fine too. Okay, so I think on this note, guys, we're gonna get the video rolling, and feel free to ask any questions as we watch. Hopefully, I've got it ready to go here. Jim, put a hammock up in the chicken coop to cool off. Jim? Yeah, negative on that. Mind you, I do need to do a little bit of sneak in the chicken coop, especially in the evenings. I think I've had some rabble rousers, some little, it could be mice. I suspect they're mice crawling around, upsetting not just the chickens, but the quail. Last night, the quail were going all night long. Ranger was a little perturbed. There was some banging around in the coop. I got up several times to go and see if I could catch whatever was cruising around outside, but couldn't see anything. But I have noticed let's just say some signs of definitely mice. And this time, of course, they're very active. I recently got hold of some chicken food, or what's the right term? Not chicken crumble. It's just food you can throw out for the chickens, and I throw it out in their little yard. But I think that food on the ground is attracting everything else in the neighborhood. So as soon as the lights go out at night and things get quiet, the little creepy crawlies come out to, you know, nibble all the food that I put on the ground for the chickens. So we may have to set up some traps, some buckets with water or something to catch these little critters, because they can get quite out of control. The mice issue up here, if I don't, if I'm not trying to, you know, slow their little kingdoms down or prevent them from, you know, taking control. If I'm not actively on it, things get a little out of control here with mice. Not inside the cabin, okay? I just want to report that. Don't have mice issues in the cabin, but definitely around the chicken coops and around my totes outside and so on, around the storage unit. It gets gnarly this time of the year. But yeah, so maybe, Jim, I should hang out in my hammock with my, I don't know, my mouse swatter or something. Baking soda and peanut butter for the mouse. Are you saying mix the two together? I have some like 2-year-old peanut butter here that I've been keeping for an emergency. I dipped my finger in it a week ago, and it tasted a little bit weird. So maybe I'll use that. Mix baking soda and peanut butter. I don't think I have baking soda. I'll have to purchase some if that's the case. I haven't heard of that trick. Hen scratch. Thank you, Family Plan. I knew you'd be on it. Yes, the hen scratch, I think, is attracting a lot of mice. Okay, Mr. Gas, got that. I'll look into that. I'm hoping to actually do a camping trip this week, guys, to head out and do a little solo, you know, minimalist style camping. You know, just basically me on the ground, fending off the evening critters somewhere nice on top of a mountain. And it's not going to be around here. I'm going to do a bit of travel for it and put something together. We'll probably punch out of here this week. Anywho, it's enough blabbing. Let's get this video rolling, folks, and so we can get her done. It's an hour and 9 minutes. Okay. Oh, where is it? Oh, and let me know, guys, as soon as the video starts, if the audio is good, all right? Family Plan, give me an audio check, all right? Let's go. Greetings and salutations. It's me, the off-grid warrior and ranger. Today, Ranger and I are heading down the mountain. We're going to be cutting down some trees and making some poles, and then stacking the remainder of those trees on a big pile somewhere. So that's today's chore. Might take a couple days. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Catch you later. Let's do this. Oh, look at the oh, I heard words. The words elude me, guys. Look at that beauty. Still MS 500i. Ooh, she's a beauty. Unfortunately, not mine though. Boy could dream. Yeah. So we're doing a little bit of work today. We're going to drop, I don't know, 3-4 trees. We'll see how it goes. And then we've got to get those trees in the pile. We're going to try and make some poles out of, if we can. Some of the trees are a little bendy. That being one of them over there, guys. And there's a couple more over there and one back there. Some big ones. Well, we're going to try and salvage some poles. The owner of the property wanted some poles out of the trees, and the rest is going to go in this pile here. So, but we get to play with the 500. Unfortunately, the my gosh, the chain on this is not looking good, guys. And I can't get too close with this camera, but trust me, teeth on this are, yeesh, this thing's been used and abused. May have been me last year. Anyways, we need to sharpen things up here, and this is how we roll out here. We're going to do it the manly way, guys. Those fancy tools that they try to sell you at chainsaw shops, and that you might think you need to sharpen your chain, you know, those fancy bench tools that you plug into the wall and it sets the angle for you, and you know, it's very finicky. You don't need that, boys. You just need the right sized file for the teeth, and it's done. So for those of you that don't know and may be interested, we're going to I'm going to give you the quick overview, all right, of how we do this. Hopefully this works out. Bear with me, I'm not a camera pro. Okay, so we have teeth that are angled 2 ways here, right, orientated on each side of the saw. All right, so the most important thing to do with this process is figure out where you're starting and know where you start, so you know where you end. In this case, there is a painted yellow connector over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I'm going to pay attention to that, and I'll start my sharpening. So I know when I've got all the teeth and I see the yellow again, you know, job is done. So that's number one, know where you're starting. Number two is getting the angle right with your file, and you know, once you know what the angle needs to be, then you're just pushing this file through the tooth like that, right? And you only really need to do this once or twice, depending on the condition of the teeth. Now I did it very gently there. It's just a demo. You want to put a little bit of force into it and move in one direction. The other thing here, guys, is when you do that, you're not pushing it through and then pulling it back, all right? Or you're not pulling it this way. You file in this direction, and then when we switch to the other side, to the alternating teeth, it's the same thing. We file in one direction, right? Maybe once, maybe twice, depending on the condition of the tooth. Now you're probably asking, hey, how do I figure out the angle? Okay, well, this is pretty easy, guys. On, and you're not going to be able to see this, I apologize, I can't really get close to this camera, but on the top of the teeth there is an etched line, right? You give it a little clean, you'll find that there is a line right there by my nail. There's a line, and that's the angle indicator. So you want to take a look at that line, put your file in, match that little etched line, and push through, right? A little force down and a little force in that direction against the edge of the tooth, right? So down, a little bit of force. Now this is difficult. I'm holding the camera, but typically when I'm doing this, I'll have one hand on the chainsaw to keep or hold the saw as I do these files and pass through. So that's the key thing. Know where you start so you know where you end. Getting the angle right, and moving in one direction. We're not filing back and forth, guys. Pretty key. So, and then of course when you're done with one side, you turn the saw around, and you then do this side. Okay, the alternating tooth. So that's how a man. I'm probably going to get some flack on that comment. This is the manly way of, sharpening a chainsaw. You don't need the little fancy tool, bench tool that, you plug into the wall, or it's got batteries and it sharpens, auto sharpens and sets the angle. That's not required, guys. Just learn how to use a file, the correct file size, because, there's different file size for different size chains. Learn how to do this in the field, and yeah, you'll be set. Let's do this. So I know where I'm starting. I got my angle, and I'm holding the blade and push through. I'm going to move it to the end here. Whoa. That tooth is pretty gnarly. You'll learn if you do this enough, guys. Sometimes you may have to push through again based on the feel. If there's enough damage on a tooth here, you'll know immediately if you perhaps need to do it again. But you don't want to be doing this 10-15 times, guys. This is like a 1, 2, maybe 3 times, and do that on every single tooth, so everything gets sharpened evenly. Oof, that one's in real bad condition. This chain is very close to being needed to be replaced. And we're getting back to, we started right here, so there we go. Now we're going to flip her around and do the other side, same thing. Oh, Ranger, buddy, you stink. Come here. Oh, Lordy, what did you roll in? Oh, guys, that is one putrid, stinky dog. He's rolled in something pretty gross. Smells like rotted gut. Ah, boy, the joys of having a doggo out in the boonies. That'll be our first. And again, guys, nothing that I'm doing here is advice or a tutorial. Don't do anything like I'm doing it. Okay. That went where I wanted it to go. That happens 99% of the time. And there you go. For those of you guys who want to critique my technique, critique ahead. I was really shooting, if you look at this wedge, I was kind of shooting for that direction, but this tree has quite a twist in it, and then it leant back in this direction towards the top, so we're a little off there, not a biggie. I was trying to avoid from having to work, I was being a lazy boy. I didn't want to work in the thickets over there, so. Okay, this is an interesting little study of a tree. We, you know, this tree wants to go where I don't want it to go. So, ideally I'd like this tree to be felled down this roadway over here towards what I've already cut down. Or I'd like it to fell that direction. I really don't want it getting caught up in either of these trees, and everything about this tree wants to go that direction. You can see at the bottom here, it's angling towards where we don't want it to go. And then of course as we get to the top, it actually angles back. That's not too much of a concern. We're looking at the lower half here and what direction it's leaning in. Sometimes what the top is doing comes into play. In this case, not so much, because we've got such a slant on the bottom over here. So yeah, this tree definitely wants to go in that direction, and I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get it to go there, and this might be a real push to get it to go in that direction. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Okay, well, happy. I'm liking it. And of course, for those of you that, you know, again want to maybe critique my technique and the type of wedge that I used here, there's your close-up. Feel free to, you know, critique away. Good times. Okay, so we got the little guy, the 180 over there. We're now going to start bucking or limbing, and you know, this is when you got a lot of limbing to do. Sometimes a little lighter weight is, you know, a little easier, especially if you're an old fart like me. A lot less weight than wielding around a 500 to do this. Though sometimes having if you're working in deep brush or, you know, long limbs, big piles, you may find you want something with a longer blade than what I have here. Just so you spend less time bending down and you can kind of remain upright with a longer bar. I said blade, a longer bar. You know, the downside to having the little guy is you're going to be bending a lot. When you're limbing, I'll often I'll rest the blade, or I don't know why I keep on calling it a blade, the bar. As I move along, I just, you know, light hand it and let the bar run along the actual trunk, right? Over a day of limbing, if you're doing a lot of trees, that'll save you from always holding it all the time. Just learn how to leave it on the trunk like this, and you know, let it rest as much as possible as you're limbing. So out of this whole process, I gotta say my least favorite is picking up what you've cut, dragging it to the slash pile or the burn pile. Not that it's a difficult chore, but it's my least favorite. Oh no. What happened? We're still here. Alright. Ugh. Woo! Buddy. Ah, rank. Why? Okay, so I think we have, 99% of the limbs picked up. A few stragglers we'll take care of tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have access to a tractor so we can move some of the stuff around, and we'll do some cutting, see how many 10-footers I can get out of this. 10-foot straight poles. It's really not the best trees for that, but we'll get what we can, and then move the rest somewhere, either on that pile or elsewhere. But that's the job for tomorrow. For now, I think we're gonna secure all tools and gear, find Ranger, and get Ranger home and give him a wash. Eee. Stinky boy. That's the plan. Later. Oh, buddy, it's your spot. Oh! Yee, thanks, bud. Ugh. Didn't really want to get wet since I've been rubbing up against some thistly stuff, and I'm already itchy, so now with the water on my arms, it's gonna be great. Anyways, look at that, guys. This is our little cool down spot. I just wanted to take a look and give Ranger a little cool down and make myself even more itchier than what I already am. Yeah, make him work. I think it's safe to say we're gonna have a nice, calm evening tonight. But Doggo, he's gonna be one tuckered boy, running around all day. I think I'm gonna be a little tuckered too. The eagle has landed. I thought I'd share this with you guys, but last night I got back after hours. Let's just say it was dark, and I cruised in here like I normally do on the quad, and forgot that I had a clothes line up here. And so, needless to say, I came in and did my little turn here, and I had one knee up on the seat like I normally do, and I managed to clothesline myself. Yeah, that's how we roll around here. Danger every corner. Well, Ranger doesn't know it yet, but look what I found. Yeah, it's a couple years old, but yeah. Hey buddy, do you recognize that, you stinky beast? Yep. Fun times for Mr. Ranger. That shall be the standing tub and your French shampoo. Oh, Mr. Ranger, come on, bud. It's your favorite Favorite thing to do in the whole wide world. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. Ah. Good times. You stinky. Come stand in here. Get in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, lordy. Ugh. Oh, that's hot coming out the hose. Ha! Oh, what a waste of water. Woo! That's hot, bud. Sorry. Probably what you need. Oh, some brown juice coming off there. Okay, it's cooled down. There we go, buddy. No. Nope, you gotta stay there. Nope. Cool. And it's hot again. Woo! Stay there. No. Come on, stay in there. This is what happens when you roll in dead something, buddy. I'm sorry. This is just how it works. Stay. No, stay. Good boy. Okay. I know what he wants to do now is just roll in the dirt. Stay here. Go straight in there. Okay, that was Ranger, and next it's my turn. Yes, we got to fix the greenhouse. It's on the list. Okay, here's my shower bag, guys. I'm gonna put my shower bag in the shade for a while. Let it cool down. I can tell it's very hot right now, so we'll head inside the shack. I'm a little hungry. It's a late afternoon or mid-afternoon, so we're gonna find some eggs. Hopefully the girls have laid some eggs for me, and we'll make some lunch. We'll have some chicken eggs and quail eggs. Do I have anything else? Chicken eggs and quail eggs, and then we'll come out and shower after that. Have a nice outdoor shower in the sun, guys. The beautiful view. Okay, I'm not going to show that part though. No. Well, guys, it's a new day. It's a late start today, but we're about to finish up the little job that we started here. Ranger unfortunately is going to have to remain tied up because I'm fairly confident that Stinky Mac Stinkster will find whatever he rolled in yesterday, he will roll in again today. So short leash. I got the tractor over here. We're going to do some cutting. I'm hoping to get a handful of 10-footers out of these trees here that can be used as poles, quasi poles. So we're going to cut those 10-footers, and then we're going to move them, stack them somewhere for the owner of the property, and then we're going to take what's left, and we're going to be putting those in a cutting pile. Pretty simple stuff today. It's not going to take long. So that's the plan. Well, boys, that's pretty much about it. We're going to put these on a pile. We're going to put the tools away. And we're going to get out of here. I'm feeling kind of, let's just say, juiced. You know, like I need a good run on top of a mountain somewhere. I'm feeling in the zone. I need to just go and just go. You guys ever feel like you just want to be up on a mountain road somewhere running? I'm feeling that right now. Maybe we'll go do that. Okay guys, I don't want any comments about my short shorts, alright? There's Ranger. Ranger, come on buddy. Well, not gonna lie, I did wait for a later afternoon before I commenced the run. Look at this view, guys. Oh yeah. Okay. So, as some of you may know, as an old man, I like to do the... Catch my breath here. I like to do the walk-run adventure. So, we walk 5 minutes and we run a minute. Walk 5 minutes, run a minute. And so that's how we roll, especially when we're rolling uphill, guys. We use the 5 minutes just to recoup and, of course, take in the beautiful scenery. Definitely gonna have to do a water stop on our way down. I've got some water, but I don't have anything for Ranger to drink out of. I'm not giving up my bottle. But it is quite a pleasant afternoon, guys. Warmish, slight breeze, ever so slight. And yeah, late afternoon, it's about 5 p.m. right now. And we're gonna continue going until I realize that I've gone too far. That's another way we roll around here. Of course, we want to be back before dusk. Let's just say my little shack is yonder. Anyways, have we hit a little break yet? I still got a couple minutes, but I think we're just gonna get going here shortly. Okay, let's keep momentum going here. Oh yeah. Just a wonderful breeze right now, guys. We're running headlong into it. Definitely out of shape. The old hamstrings are whining along with the knees. But we're not trying to win any records out here. It's just a little personal challenge. Okay. 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 Where are we? Ranger doing a turd. Good job, buddy. I think I'm going to continue a little ways over here. I think what we'll do is maybe turn around at where you see the two little mounds meet over there. I'm going to shoot for that, and then we'll start our don't kill your knees, twist and ankle trip down the mountain. Okay. Who looks more tired? Ranger or me? Oh, buddy. Onwards. Okay, moving along. For those of you wondering, how did the camera get there if he ran up? Well, the coming up was part of my 5-minute walk. I placed the camera and then did a light jog down the hill so I could just come back up for you guys, for the footage. Come on. Good times. Oh, shade. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this shade. Nice. Oh yeah. Let's do this last little minute or so, and then we'll get dessert done. What do you say? We love dessert. We love dessert. Dessert tastes so good and it feels real good. Dessert. Yes. Of course, dessert. I'm thinking dulce de leche. You know what I like. Oh, definitely feeling it. I still have to run downhill, guys. Downhill can be so much better. Okay. I think we might be short on a minute over there, guys. What's down there? More sun. I think we'll do the dessert down here. Fun little spot right here. This will take a while, guys. Of course, we don't want to cheat. We're going to get all of dessert down. Fitty. Of course, this goes downhill that way. The slant is that way, guys. So we don't want to cheat and use that to our advantage, right? That's not how we roll around here. There's a lot of ants everywhere. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna fight gravity as well as age, fatness, and out of shapeness. That's my excuse. Old, fat, and out of shape. What's your excuse? Okay, that's just 15, but you know, baby steps here for a baby man. Woo. Again, we're not going to cheat. We're gonna fight gravity as well. Oh, this ain't gonna go too well. Oh, 10 is all I can pull out right now, boys. Definitely slacking. Oh yeah. We did have like a, I don't know, minute and a half, 2-minute break there for the camera. Let us continue, shall we? 15, huh? Okay. 25 so far. That was 10, but we're at 25. This is where it's going to show. Remember, we don't go down this mountain till we're at 50-50. I don't care how long it takes. That's the number we're shooting for, boys. Oh my Lord. Cramps. Oh. Wow. Pretty bad, guys. What was that? 5 or 6? I don't know. Oh, we're in for World of Hurt, gents. Definitely not 25 anymore. Did I actually say I have to do 50? Oh Lord. Where were we? 20. What did we do? 15 and then 10, so 25. Well, let's go. Okay, 40. And I'll give it to you. That set was crap. You know it's going to be even more crap. Push-ups. Get these done. It's only 25. Okay. Easy peasy. Ah, 50. Structure definitely breaking down there. We're still on, so that's the 50 sit-ups. We're still only at 25 for push-ups. And that's halfway, and I can barely squeeze one out right now. It's pretty bad. I know, gents. Oh, 31. 31. Yeah, my 75, 80 push-ups on first round are definitely something of the past. Okay, quit whining. It's one at a time, it's one at a time. 31, 32, 33. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Ranger, hey. Where are we at? 38 guys? 12 more? I can do this. I mean, it's going to be painful for you guys to watch, so do I only film this whole thing? Sure. Why not? We'll just fast forward so you guys know I'm not cheating or anything, you know. Okay, those were garbage, but that's what we got right now. Help! Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. I almost can't get up, guys. All right, enough goofing around. Let's get down here. And that, folks, is that was dessert. Okay, dessert is now over. Dessert has been served, and let's just say it was a very sad dessert towards the end there. So now we get back to work. Now that we're done with dessert. Ranger, come on, buddy. Tis the fun time now. Sure is. It's beautiful though, guys. So definitely starting to cool down now. Granted, we are in the shade, but later afternoon, sun is dipping down behind the mountains. And Old Man River here has got to start this little journey to the bottom of, you know, that there valley. So, what do you say we get cracking? Okay. Good times ahead. So much easier going downhill, guys. Of course, problem with downhills is, you know, is the knees thing. It's fine when you're banging around in your 20s and 30s. But, to say, years of abuse definitely come into play when you're heading downhill with a load. By load, I mean my gut. Okay. Okay. Hopefully range is behind me. I don't have the energy to look behind me. Yeah, maybe I do. Ranger! Oh, there he is. Okay, here we go. Little more, boys. Actually, we're not even halfway down yet. Good times. Beautiful, beautiful view coming in to view. So much easier going downhill, guys. Okay. Okay. How you doing, buds? Hey. You right? Look as tired as I do. We're gonna get water when we get down to the bottom here, buddy. I don't think I'd dribble that much. Okay. Did I just hear something? Huh. Yeah, pickup truck, something. I have to go into stealth mode here, guys. I'm loving it. Huh. Well, howdy folks. It's me, the off-grid warrior, and my doggo, Mr. Balls McGee. Say hi, Mr. Balls McGee. He's just busy sniffing. Okay, onwards, gentle folks. Oh, the things one ponders when you're out in the mountains like this, pondering the universe. 3 things I find highly suspicious. 1, men who wear eyeliner. I don't know what's up with that. Highly suspicious. 2, people who put politicians' names on pieces of cardboards and then stick the cardboard, on their front lawn or on their driveway. I find that extremely odd and suspicious. Why would you do that? And capers, number 3, capers. I find capers extremely suspicious too. Something's not right there with capers. How can you call that food? Okay, well, I hate to say it, but I think it's that time where we put a little throttle down and continue this little journey down the mountain. Of course, it's going to be in the shade now, so let's get to it. What do you say? Okay, come on, Ranger. Super downhill from here, and it's nice and cool. Oh, the forests of Mordor. Oh, this is quite pleasant actually, boys. Very pleasant. This is going to be a breeze all the way down here. This beautiful shade. Don't ask me what that was, guys. Things you do out here to amuse yourself. I'm fine, really, I'm fine. Hello, mushroom. Hi. I always stop to look at mushrooms, guys. I find mushrooms fascinating. Oh yeah. Come on, Ranger, onwards, buddy. Whew. Okay. Still heading down the mountain here. Not much more to go and we'll be back to the old quado. I think we've got one more little push down the hill, one more run. This one might last more than a minute. I like to, lay it on thick towards the end, guys, Sometimes we do dessert at the end, If we're supposed to do a minute of running, we'll turn it into a minute and a half. Or finish with a sprint. I don't know. Some kind of delicious dessert, gents. Okay, it's Ranger. Pretty dense down there. That's your US forestry hard at work. Come on, Ranger. Hey! Come up, I see you heading down. Come up, let's go, buddy. Of course, managing this amount of forest, I know it has its challenges, but let's just say this area needs a thorough work effort. It's just like a tinderbox waiting to happen, and of course this is let's just say this is my neck of the woods. So fingers crossed, guys. Fire season this year is not bad, and we don't have any issues. It's a serious thing. Okay. I thought I saw some interesting tracks there. Anyways, here we are. Look at that. Beautiful forest, guys. Doug firs, white pine, cedar, tamarack. Anyways, western larch, some of you say. Okay, well, I think we've been jabbering now. We've had our little walk, and we're just gonna push down the hill over here, and finish strong. I mean, I'm just saying finish strong, guys. I really don't feel like I'm going to be finishing strong. I might pass out. Okay, enough jibber jabber. Let's tighten things up here. Oh, hang on. Zips closed. Suck the belly in. Let's go. It's all the way now. All the way. No more lollygagging, folks. Oh, somebody's got a little bit of muddy water going on there. Nice. I just gave him a wash yesterday. Legs feeling it, hamstrings, knees. Let's push. There's the bike. Let's push. Nice one. Oh, that's beautiful cedars. More cedars. And Doug firs. Kind of Cedarville down here. We've got a runoff that comes down here. Surprised the ranger hasn't dived in down here. Ranger, look here. There's a good swim spot. Ranger. Hey. Oh, his nose is on. Come on, bud. Look down here. Come. Some nice water. Good swim spot, buddy. Oh, yeah. I'm tempted myself. Oh, boy. Somebody's going to have some runny poos. Probably starting tonight. Oh, buddy. Nice one. Look at all those cedars, guys. Oh. Don't get too crazy. Don't get too wild on drinking that there water. Talking about water, I have water in my backpack. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna juice up here. By juice up, I mean, you know, drink some water, and then we're gonna head home. I think we're kind of done with the filming for now. I'm done. Okay. Take it easy, guys. Cheers. Hope if I can find the right gear. And we're back. I think we're back. Let me know in chat if the audio is working, guys. Testing. 1, 2, 3. I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty exhausted watching that. And quite frankly, sorry I had to put you guys through that. Maybe that wasn't the best editing there. It's a problem when you're editing at 1:30 a.m., guys. Maybe there's a little too much of me, you know, getting sweaty, but oh well, there you go. Ranger got an extreme workout. Yeah, Ranger did. Excuse me, guys. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Coughing up a storm over there. I don't know what's on the chest. Are you okay, Ranger? Yeah, so let me know, guys. Audio good? We are back. All right. Back in black, I know, guys. I'm running low on laundry here, on t-shirts, on my olive drab t-shirts. So I had to pull out the old, you know, the one of 2 polo tops I have for church. So, you know, special times require special shirts. Anyways, hopefully we're back and you guys can hear me. Tomahawk is in the house. Hello, GW, Range, and everyone. Tomahawk, sir, you have just popped in at the end of the video, sir. You missed a lot of nonsense, sir. Family plan. I see a whole bunch of emoticons there. Thumbs up. I can't quite make what the center one is. And then the third emoticon looks like, I don't know, is that like a chicken drumstick? Maybe I'm hungry, but I'm seeing chicken drumstick. Natal. No, yeah, thank you. Anyways, guys, that's that was that. That was all shot in one day. So for some reason, I felt a little energized there after playing with logs, and decided to wait till later in the afternoon before I hit that little run. But I'm glad I did. It's a nice little area. It's not too far from where I'm at, actually. I'm literally about as the crow flies, not thinking about the roadways and all that, but as the crow flies, where I did the little workout is probably about 8 miles away. So it's not too far, 6 to 8 miles, somewhere around there. It's in my backyard, so I'm pretty blessed to have a lot of that all around me. Mr. Artiford, day in the life, OGW. Yeah, well, not quite every day, but I am attempting to try to get back into, the at least a couple times a week, some kind of workout. Winter has been a bit of a downer, was a downer. And, I like to get out and be physical, really primarily from a, if you need to get up and carry somebody in an emergency or get yourself out of the way, I don't want to be the guy, somebody else has to carry. So, it's good to, stay at least in a physical state where you can be of good to yourself or to somebody else or your dog. Buddy, get out. Stop. And I'm a firm believer, guys, as soon as you stop, regardless of age, as soon as you stop moving, things go downhill. I've experienced a little bit of that just coming out of or getting through winter and getting to this point. There were several weeks there of not being too physical towards and coming out of winter, and I'm definitely feeling it right now. So not in the best shape. But, now, like I said, I'm not trying to win any medals or anything. It's just it's a functional fitness is just pretty key with living like this. And of course, at any time, I may not have a truck or my quad might break. I need to be able to carry stuff and take care of business. Actually, today when I went for my little ride with Ranger, we got about 6 miles up here, and the foot peg on my quad just kind of fell off. It's hanging on with one screw, and the foot peg on the left, actually, you need to put your foot down because that's where you do your shifting. It's a foot shifter, so that foot peg is now kind of dangling, so it's kind of difficult for me to change gears. So just another thing I'm going to have to figure out. It's going to need some welding and some screws, which I don't believe I have the screws, and I don't have any ways to weld up here. So that quad is my workhorse, and I depend on it a lot. So we'll see how this works out with getting it fixed. I'm going to have to be careful, otherwise I'm going to do more damage, or I'm going to break the foot peg right off. It's a fairly large foot peg. It's not just a little bit of metal sticking out. It's kind of a triangular platform you rest your foot on in order to do the shifting. So we shall see. Natal, it was chicken wings. Oh, Natal, why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Those are my two favorite food items, folks. Dulce de leche ice cream and good chicken wings with blue cheese, real blue cheese. Guys, I've had 4 eggs to eat today. That's all I've eaten. So let's not get into food. All right, that's cruelty, Natal. We're really low on foods up here. As you guys know, like we're going like waves of existence up here when it comes to diet. We're definitely on a dip right now, so we may. I'm planning a little camping trip, which means I'm going to be going through town. The area I want to get to has some nice big mountains, good elevation. So we're gonna head out and get out in the boonies with very little camping gear, little to no camping gear. But I will be going through town, and I'm hoping to pick up some food items. I have 2 bags of camping food. By bags, I mean like 1 meal bags. So It looks like I may be taking quail eggs with me, chicken eggs, and 2 bags of camping meal. So, you know, worst case scenario, we'll have the boom boom stick. So we may have to procure meat, though I'm probably not going to do that. I can survive a couple days without food, so we may end up doing that. Family Plan, JB Weld. I don't know, Family Plan. I don't think JB Weld's going to do the job on this one because there's actually that foot peg takes a lot of abuse. Each time you're on and off of the bike, you're stepping on it. I don't think JB Weld, the way it's broken and needs to be re-welded, JB Weld I doubt is going to do the job. Anyways. But it may in a pinch, I may have to, I may give it a trial, see what JB Weld costs. I don't know what that costs for a tube, but if it's like $14, $15, that's a meal for me, so. I don't know, I'm full of excuses, huh? Okay. What we got you? Day in the life, Natal chicken wings, Tomahawk. After my surgery, I'm finally able to eat solid food today and not through a straw. Tomahawk, mate. I hope it's all coming together for you, sir. How much do you have left in the surgery? Are you kind of out of that now? Are we in like recovery mode, or there's just still more to happen? Keep you in my prayers, Tomahawk. And yeah, mate, we're thinking about you. Whispering Vine Studio, okay, yeah, that's not for me. Family Plan, JB Weld, got it. Thank you, Whispering Vines. How many people live in the closest town? How many people live in the closest town? I'm not sure what you mean there, Whispering Vines. Are you talking about like closest town to where I'm at, or Mr. Artiford, do you have a food pantry in town that's for community sharing? I believe there is, Mr. Artiford, not a place I've popped into. I think I've mentioned this before in other streams. There's just something I'm not, doesn't sit well with me, you know, utilizing those services. I did briefly look into it through winter, at the beginning of winter. At the time, I'd been unemployed for a bit, and I did look into it, but there's quite a bit of documents. There's like 6 pages of paperwork I had to fill out just to kind of get onto any kind of assistance. I mean, they literally wanted to know the first name of my mother and her maiden name to, there's just way too much information I had to get out or give away. And that's not really my thing. So I just thought, I'd rather just continue, being an online beggar. No, I just, I'm not prepared to give out all that information just for, a few cans of corned beef. So, but I hear you, Mr. Artiford. Tom Hawk, this was the major dental surgery I told you about. Oh, okay. How many sessions did that take? Just one? Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've been to the dentist. I think I might have been in my late 20s, maybe early 30s, the last time I was at a dentist. Is that something I should be admitting online? You guys didn't hear that. I mean, it's not like anybody's ever going to watch these videos, so I think we're fine. Did I miss anything else here in chat? Yeah, that was a long video, guys. An hour 19. I thank you for getting through it. Sometimes I edit these videos. I typically don't watch them after I edit them. It's just, I've already spent 2 hours editing, and when I'm done, I just close it up. But watching it, I think some of my cuts were maybe a little too long with me running around the mountain. I don't know. You guys tell me. I did think the scenery was nice, and that's primarily what I was trying to share, is the scenery. What's up, Mr. Ranger? Well, Ranger's been somewhat behaved during this stream compared to last week. Was pretty bad. He's at least laying down. There's a little bit of panting going on. I did notice during the run today that it's hard to tell. I think he may have somewhat of a limp on the hind left leg. And I did actually shoot some video of it. Maybe I'll share it with you guys, and you can give me your opinion. It looks like there might be a little bit of something that's out of sync as he's running with the rear left leg there. It's hard to tell. It's not overly obvious. But last year we had a little accident up here where, well, he ran underneath the truck as I was coming up the mountain. This was, I think, spring or summer of last year. And I was driving up, and he took his shortcut and literally just popped up on the roadway, and I just heard ba-dump, 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 and then a dog's, crying. It didn't feel too good. When you're in your truck and you can feel yourself go over the dog, it's not good. But anyways, long story short, we kind of nursed him back to health. I had to carry him for a while. Couple of weeks he wasn't going anywhere. I didn't let him outside of the cabin. He was limping pretty bad, so I don't know if it's a continuation of that problem, but yeah, his running looks a little like something else is going on there. I don't know. The things that happen living on a mountain. One dental visit for 6 hours. 6 hours, that's a long time, mate. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love going to the dentist because back then they used to give the gas. They put a gas mask on you, and I'm not sure what gas it was. So I'm not sure what it was called. I think it was fairly common in at least in Southern Africa in the early 80s. That's what you got at the dentist, and it always put me at ease. And I remember the dentist would always ask me, it was a regular dentist, and he knew me at that point. He'd always say, where are we going flying this week? Because as soon as you put that mask on, I always pretended I was an airplane, and I'd go like, nah, as he, worked on my teeth. That was my thing. I kind of, I went flying. Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to the dentist. I do need to go, but I'm more interested about affording ice cream and the occasional chicken wings, once every 6 months. So that's where I spend my money nowadays. That, chicken food, dog food, 2-minute noodles. When I'm feeling really spendy, I get a gallon of milk. Family plan, he does. Has a hitch in his step. Oh, you noticed, huh? Yeah, it's ever so slight. What did you say there, Mr. Artiford? We have free pantries here. Anyone can go and get food. Also, the church has food every other week. And I live in a small rural community. It's not begging or taking from someone in need. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got to. If I end up doing something like that, I got to time it with trips to town. I don't like driving. I like to load chores if I'm going to go to town. Now that I have a vehicle, I don't really drive to town willy-nilly. So I've got to plan very carefully, also with gas, getting gas in the vehicle. I try to stack a few things together before I drive anywhere. So yeah, the camping trip's kind of a big one for me. I ended up not going to church today because I didn't want to find myself with no gas. So I was a naughty boy. I've gone with save gas for this camping trip this week. So yeah, princess problems again, guys. These are the things I juggle. I was talking to somebody a few days ago, and they're telling me, I don't know, the topic of tax and tax refunds came up, and you know, they actually asked me if I got a tax refund, which is kind of funny. Hang on, guys, I'm gonna let Ranger out. Okay, buddy. You know, I don't mind discussing these things, but my 2024 taxes or complete income for the year was $9,200. That was my income for 2024, and that's not a complaint. Don't ask me how I got through the year making $9,200, and that's the honest truth. There was no like you know, weird tax dealings there. That's me looking at my bank and PayPal and looking at what came in, what was income was. So 9,200. The good thing about earning that kind of big money, guys, is you don't pay any taxes and you get nothing back. So in my books, that's definitely a win-win. The less interaction I can have with the overseers, the better. You know, less is more, especially when it comes to that. So I like to keep my interaction with all sorts of authority and you know, to a minimum. I mean, I can be respectful. There may be a place for interaction, but if possible, I really limit any kind of interaction with the powers that be. I've got more important things to worry about, like doing laundry and feeding my chickens. Okay, what did I miss here? Anything? Mr. Artiford, sorry, I'm rambling. No, you're not rambling. It's fine. I understand. Family plan, home economics, loading up those trips is smart. Yeah, I mean, when you live out in the boonies, and you know, every time you move, costs money. You got to kind of yeah, think about every little trip. So. Yeah, the strategy is here now that the weather's good and I really have no more excuses. We're going to be pushing out more videos, you know, more camping, more getting out, more doing stuff, more, you know, shelter builds, things like that. I do have stuff planned starting this week. So hopefully with actual videos, and I'm not talking about streaming, with actual videos, you know, I should be able to generate a little more income. And again, I'm not trying to make millions. I'm just trying to buy food and gas, really. I don't. My days of wanting or being hyper focused on you know, making money are so long gone, guys. I think I've mentioned before. Even if I got a job offer to, you know, that offered huge amounts of money, and I had to move to a city or town, I'd probably not be overly interested. I mean, that's what my heart and spirit says. Sometimes my brain says other. My brain often tells me, "What are you doing, sir?" But when you sit up on that mountain and you're watching sunset, or maybe you're listening to your quail at 2 a.m. in the morning, and listening to the wolves howl at the same time, it's hard to want to be anywhere else, if I'm being honest. Mr. Ardy for greenhouse soon. Yeah, I've been super lazy and lackluster on the greenhouse, guys. It should have been started a month ago. The seeds should have been started, but I just don't know how often I'm going to be up here, and I'm still holding out for some part-time work here and there, which is going to require me not to be here. And it's really hard to take care of a greenhouse when it's 90 degrees in summer when you're not here. So I don't know. I am going to try and get some beets in the ground pretty soon now. I'll let the dog in, guys. You're being so good. Now you're whining. Yeah, I think all this running Ranger and I have been doing, or Ranger's been doing more running than I have, obviously, alongside the quad, now that the weather's changed. I think whatever issue he may have had there after the accident has kind of been pushed to the forefront with all this running. Ranger, can you just maybe lay down? Yeah, I suspect there's some long-term damage there, and I don't know what we can do. Veterinarians and x-rays, and I mean, he gets around just fine. I may just have to rein in this running. I'm not sure how that's even possible, but yeah, x-rays and vet bills are not not a reality. So we'll just pray and hope for the best. Scott Wallace, do not mess around with dental. Yeah, I know, Scott. I know. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I've had some issues going on for a couple years now, and you know, I just work through the discomfort. I know these could have some other effects, but one day at a time, sir. Your video has inspired me to see how long it would take to bank 50 push-ups. Family plan, let's yeah. Look, I think we've all been at a point. I kind of have a general understanding of the demographics or age group that tunes in. You know, you guys are all like, you know, my kind of peeps. But let's face it, I think all of us at one point in our life were capable of a lot more than 50 push-ups. I mean, I know I was. I mean, 50 push-ups a set, you know, 6 or 7 times to failure. I mean, I used to be capable of 75, 80 push-ups in a first set. So, you know, I'm just glad I can get out and breathe and walk up a mountain. But, you know, sometimes you got to challenge yourself, guys. Put yourself through a little discomfort. I think I mentioned before, you know, obviously I'm a fan of, you know, staying somewhat fit, and because you never know. But, you know, challenging yourself every now and again, or being uncomfortable. There's something very motivating after the fact when you've pushed yourself to a point where perhaps you didn't think, or you didn't think you were capable, and then you push yourself through the discomfort. I mean, don't go chop your fingers off, guys, but discomfort is quite a valuable tool, I would say. Can be a valuable tool, and it's sometimes good to visit discomfort, you know, every now and again. Preferably not emotional discomfort, guys. I'm not talking about emotional discomfort. I'm talking about physical discomfort. Particularly if you're a man, and you know, you may find, you know, you're a family man, and you might someday have to, you know, grind or do things quickly and fast for the safety of your family. You know, you want to be capable of doing so. And so discomfort, occasional discomfort, controlled discomfort, putting yourself in that is a good thing. as I think any of you gents who have perhaps been through the service know that sometimes in order to build yourself up, you need to break yourself down a little bit. Okay. Of course, I'm no professional. Don't do like me. You know, do what the smart guys do. Mr. Gas, you just got some gas for the van. Well, Mr. Gas, that's quite befitting your name, sir. Thank you, I appreciate that. Gas for the van, and if I can, I'm really hoping when I get to town, I could maybe, if there's some funds in the PayPal card, I might be able to pick up some food, so I don't have to lug around some quail eggs and chicken eggs with me up the mountain. But you know. I'm quite set up to do that though if I have to, but some camping meals and maybe a steak out in the woods over some flame. Oh, that'd be so good. Anyways, a boy can dream. On that note, hey, I am putting I am putting a donation link in the chat, guys. I know either I'm getting really bad at the shilling or I'm getting good. I don't know. I apologize, guys. If you can help out, I'd appreciate it. Well, we got here. Thank you, Mr. Gas. Mr. Artiford, time is not on our side. Yeah, well, you know, there is a good, beautiful, positive thing, Mr. Artiford, that comes out of, you know, time not being on your side is you do, at least me, I shouldn't speak for you guys, but you do become, I found that I'm a little more attentive with what's going on around me. I do appreciate the little things. I pay attention to the little things. Today I found myself stopping the quad just so I could get off and smell some flowers. We have these beautiful pink, pinkish flowers out here, and when they pop open, the scent is really quite nice. So I found myself just stopping and inhaling the flowers around, which of course in my 20s and 30s would not have been something I would have done. I'd be focused on other things. So, you know, the ability to also slow down and just appreciate things now, guys, is pretty key. Mr. Racy speaks. Hey, Kevin, or did I miss something? Miss Racy speaks. Hey, it's me, Amber Rivers. Just a new name. Okay, well, greetings, Amber Rivers. I do remember your name. Welcome. Miss Racy speaks. How's everyone doing? Well, Miss Racy, I'm doing good. It's a beautiful time of the year. The skies are blue. Everything is green right now. The ticks are out. So, you know, it's great. Got a good camping trip this weekend, or this week that I'm leaving for, so good times. Hopefully all is well for you. What else? Okay, everybody's saying hi to everybody. I like that. I don't know, guys, do we need a little more light over here? Perhaps I need to I'm going to let some more light in. I actually have some metal roofing up against the window over here, just to block some of that afternoon heat. That late afternoon heat comes through this window here. So I'm going to run outside, guys and gals. I'm going to pull that metal out there. It should give us a little more light, and we shall continue. Ranger's spread eagle down here. Mr. Ranger. Where is he? Passed out. Okay, let me get some more lights going here, guys. Stay there. A little dark in here. So remove the homemade curtain. No. You right there, buddy? Okay, you want to sit down? Sit down. Down. I don't know if that's better or worse, guys. Is that some better light, or can you still read the text there? Kind of lost in the orange awning outside. Anyways, it actually looks like I have a giant orange outside. Mr. Gas has half a tank of gas and a steak. Oh man. True story, Mr. Gas. My mouth is salivating right now just thinking about meat. One thing I do know, something needs to, summer and being more active, definitely there's a, if I continue eating the way I have been, it's going to be a calorie deficit pretty fast. So a nice little work gig or something, to put some monies in the bank would be nice. So we shall see. No, I really, living like I do, guys, I really don't need to make a lot of money. I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but if I can just feed myself, gas myself, gas the vehicle, feed myself, feed my dogs, feed my chickens, there's a couple items I need to get for the snowmobile to be ready for winter, so it's running. I really don't desire big monies. It's maybe I need to get motivated a bit more somehow. Maybe I need to lose all my teeth in order to get motivated. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too honest. Maybe I should just keep quiet. Where are we? The joys. Okay, good. Miss Racy, you're doing good. Mr. Artiford, hummingbirds are in full effect. Yeah, we do. I don't see a lot of hummingbirds up here where I'm at. I should probably put a little bird feeder out. I'm sure I'd have everything, including the big ones. I have a lot of eagles. Guys, I literally live in Eagle Valley. Bald eagles. Just absolutely majestic. Maybe I can capture some on camera for you. They're literally, there's nests of them, multiple nests of them just down, 3 miles down the road, 4 miles. But yeah, I see hummingbirds, but I don't have many up here. Miss Racy speaks, was told using my real name was dangerous, so I fixed it. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos online. I've learned over the years. Look, I've been doing this online for, I don't know, 11, 12 years now, somewhere around there. And there's definitely a lot of weirdos online. Gotta be careful. I've had some strange interactions pop up over the years. I won't get into too many details. Better light now. Thank you, Family Plan. Does it look like a giant orange outside? Where were we? Do you have an extended lease on your property? If to be personal, don't answer. I understand. Mr. Artiford, I don't actually, let's just say I don't own this property. I rent. Let's call it that. Yeah. And one of the that's one of the early on the video I mentioned that I was doing trade for, doing the work for trade. That was basically me paying my rent. Ranger, can you sit? Stay. Sit down. That was basically me paying my rent, Mr. Artiford. I've owned property before, and I'm just, I know this may be a little controversial for some, and I'm sure there's lots of people that disagree with me, but having been a homeowner, a property owner, multiple properties and homes over the years. I'm just not sold on that being the ideal way to go. Because really, do you ever own your property? I mean, stop paying the property taxes for long enough, or stop paying your mortgage. I mean, God forbid you find yourself where you're not paying mortgages or property taxes, but should you stop doing either of those things, eventually somebody is going to show up. And if you still don't pay any property taxes, that somebody will show up with other somebodies with badges and firearms, and your property will no longer be yours. So I think we're all renting in some way. Even as a property owner, you're essentially renting from the government. So I don't see any massive advantage of carrying a mortgage and everything else that comes with property ownership as being super valuable. Now, I understand that may be a little bit easier for me to say and do, because clearly I don't have anyone that depends on me. There's no kids. Mind you, even over the years, I've seen some really interesting families adopt and have the same, let's call it a theology around property ownership as I have. I've met families that travel in buses. Some of you may call them hippies. I mean, I guess some of them are, but I've seen people over the years living in different ways that don't involve property ownership. Families that are have well-adjusted kids, very social kids, and they travel a lot and they move, and they just get on with living without these burdens of financial burdens of being in debt, mortgages, etc. There are ways to do it, guys. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I mean, I have my plan B's and C's, and none of them involve debt or property ownership. So I know that's where I'm at now, having come from property ownership and so on. Ranger, sit, stay. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, or you think I'm a lunatic, but that's just where I'm at this point in my life. Hopefully that answered your question, Mr. Artiford, and then some. Scott Wallace, are you a dentist by any chance, sir? Where are we? Very nice. I love barter. Good on you. Yeah, I think the ultimate system, and of course, this is what we, as a people, as an early people, this is how people got along. We traded, and we bartered for goods, bartered for services. I think that is the best system. It's very hard to cheat a trade and barter system. A direct trade of services or goods. It's hard to cheat that, and I think it fosters trust. If you're the type of barterer or trader who has a reputation of not delivering or not doing the work, you're going to find yourself in a spot of trouble. Nobody's going to barter or trade with you, and so in that sense, it's a pretty honest way to do business. If somebody screws you around once, you're not going to use them again. So it balances itself out. Of course, those days are long gone, but I think a community that could operate on barter and trade for services would, is the ideal way to go. It's unfair. People shouldn't have to pay property taxes. Yeah, Miss Racy. It's a massive topic. I mean, it's a simple one for me, and I agree completely with you. You know, there's a lot of things that are foisted upon the population now that are really theft, but people can no longer do anything about. So, but it is what it is. And so that's why I think the best thing to do, you can't beat the system, but you can separate yourself from it. So maybe to a certain extent, that's what I've chosen to do. I'm not out to cheat the system. I just want little to nothing to do with it. So I've structured the way I live and the things I get involved with around that theology. Each to their own, though. Property tax is the cheapest rent. Property tax is the cheapest rent. I mean, if your property's paid off and all you're left is paying property taxes, yeah, I'd agree with you. There's not a lot of people that aren't dealing with mortgages. I mean, I know they exist. People that have paid off property they're living in, all they have to pay is property taxes. I mean, I know they're out there, but most folks aren't in that situation. Sadly, you have this thing where people remortgage, and that's just another way to keep you as a debt slave even longer into your death, and then possibly pass that on to family members or whoever you leave behind. I mean, it's quite a sick system. Now, mortgages are another thing. Okay, did I not catch that? Yep, agreed. Family plan. Kevin, I like your situation. Would like to find similar for myself. Yeah. So, Kevin, as somebody who, the trick is networking. If you want to find somebody with property who will allow you to perhaps just, pay them an amount, you've got to network. Unfortunately, you kind of have to get yourself out there. You need to talk to the right people. You need to come in contact with the right people, property owners. You need to be in the right part of the country, obviously. But most importantly, you need to get out and talk to people and spread the word. Now, as somebody who, I'll admit it, guys, I'm not the most social person. I have select friendships I've fostered over the years. I keep my circle very small. I'm not a big social person at all. I used to be, strangely enough. But, if you're that kind of person, it might be difficult to spread the word. But for me, what I've done and what I did was talk to a lot of people, talk to the right people, network with the right people that would bring me into contact with large property owners, and then meet them. So it took some time and effort. In a way, you have to have some luck, but just sitting thinking about it's not going to make it happen. I say that respectfully, but yeah, you got to get out there and network. Unfortunately, Mr. Arterford, getting the mortgage paid off is great. Yeah. Oh, that was family plan. Scott Wallace, I had 2 dental students pull 9 teeth one day, both girls. I've always wanted to be tag teamed by 2 college girls, but that's not exactly what I was envisioning. Now, Scott Wallace, well, okay. I hear you. I don't know if I would want 2 women in my mouth yanking teeth. That would be not just women. I mean, I don't want 2 men in my mouth. This is going horrible, guys. Anyways, family plan. Okay, you're responding to Scott Wallace there. Okay, Mr. Gas, debt free, nice, good one, sir. That's the most important thing I think any parent can teach a kid, particularly in the West. And I'm going to say particularly in the United States of America. The most important lesson you can give your kids or grandkids, or drill into your older kids who are having kids, is if you can't pay for it with cash, don't buy it. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, how do you buy a car? How do you buy a house? Guys, it's possible. It's possible. It really is. It is possible. You have to think outside the box. You know, that kid has to grow in, you know, has to work for their first car, a used secondhand car. And they, you know, they just have to have that ethic drilled into them, work hard, save money, buy secondhand used vehicles. Most of, you know, throughout life, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a used vehicle at a quarter of the price. This is coming from somebody who's bought plenty of new vehicles, driven very nice upmarket, high-end vehicles off dealership lots. I've been there and done there, guys. I've shared the stories. Those were some of the dumbest things I ever did as an adult. I've done a lot of dumb things, but getting into debt for shiny new things is one of the dumbest things a human being can do. If you want to be a slave for the rest of your life, then go ahead. You can do that. But that is the best advice a parent can drill into their child's mind, is to think outside the box, stay out of debt. If you want to be a free man, a free person, you have to avoid debt like the plague. I mean, avoid it like cancer. Because that's hard to avoid nowadays, apparently. But avoid it like a deadly disease. Yeah, debt is slavery, guys. Mr. Artiford, I pull all my own teeth. You know, guys, we have such interesting comments on this chat. I pull all my own teeth. I'm gonna have to quote you at some time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There has been a time where I did tie some fishing line to a tooth and to a door. This was some time ago. I know we're covering all kinds of topics, folks. You know, if you're new to the chat, I apologize. Not only do you have to watch me panting like an old guy attempting to do push-ups up in a mountain, rolling down a mountain, and then we're talking about pulling teeth. Yeah, we cover the topics up here, guys. Family plan: old cars, old houses, all bare land with a house. That there, sir, is living the dream. Old cars, old houses, or bare land with a tent. Oh, I got it. It's a camping tent. Apologies, family plan. Yeah, totally. Old cars, old houses, or bare land with a tent. That smells like freedom to me, sir. Kevin, that's how I lived my life. Gotcha. What, ripping out teeth with doors? Mr. Artiford, used to buy a new truck every 3 years, stopped in 2003, so good now. Yeah, I mean, we do things as young folks, you know. I was definitely a young man. You know, there was a time where I earned a lot of money, and, you know, I felt that I had to spend it on stupid things to show that I earned a lot of money. Blah, blah, blah. Silly boy. If I could have just saved a fraction of what I blew on stupid things as a young man, maybe I'd be eating a roast this evening. Mr. Gas, I bought 2 cars in my life, a Jeep, a 1978 Jeep, and an 82 Ford Explorer, I guess. The old Ford Exploder, huh? My pain, Mr. Ford, my pain tolerance is low, so I need to be put to sleep. Yeah, I mean, if I have the option, lights out for me. Actually, I've known a few women over the years with, I think quite often women may have higher pain tolerances than men. It's just a theory. I'm not sure though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Family plan. All that money spent was not wasted. You paid for your wisdom. Let me ponder this thought. I don't know, Mr. Family Plan. I definitely paid for mistakes. Those mistakes were lessons. Yeah, I mean, I can agree to that statement. This is the joys, gentlemen, of getting a few, you know, salt and pepper strands. Hopefully, you learn by your mistakes. I have known a few folks over the years who don't learn from their mistakes. I'll be honest, that was me for a while, for a few years. I think I've mentioned I used to run towards danger for much of my life. Red flags were very appealing to me. I loved red flags. I loved red flags like I love dulce de leche, ice cream, and chicken wings nowadays. Red flags. So many wonderful red flags in my past. Of course, nowadays I run in the opposite direction. So it's all good. Lesson learned, Family Plan. EXP was a small sports car. Oh, okay. I was thinking of a Ford Explorer. EXP. Now I'm not even sure what that looks like, Mr. Gas. Yeah. I think the first vehicle I ever bought off the lot as a young man, what was I, my early 20s? It was a Ford Fiesta. I don't know if you ever got them in the States. They were popular overseas. I think it was one of Ford's best-selling small vehicles in Europe and in Southern Africa. It was a Ford Fiesta. And I bought, I think I got the one with the little turbo. It was kind of a limited edition. It was all spiced up. It was a tiny little car with a turbo, and yeah, had a lot of fun in that vehicle. That was my first car. Actually, that was my first new car that I ever bought. But the first vehicle I ever owned, I was a young man living in the Caribbean, and I was living on an island called Saint Martin. And at the time, I was a deckhand on a sailing catamaran. We should take mostly American tourists out sailing for day charters. And I bought, I think it cost me $600. It used to be a rental vehicle, a little car called a Mini Moke. And so it was basically like a toy car with a mini engine in it, a British engine called Leyland. British Leyland was the engine. And those were the original, I think the original mini motors you'd find in a small Mini. So the Mini Moke was kind of a popular car with the tourists for a rental vehicle, and you know, it was an open top, open sides kind of vehicle that was legal to drive around the Caribbean. Of course, you can drive anything around, or you could drive anything in those days in the Caribbean. I don't think I ever got that vehicle licensed, and I had it for a couple years before I think kind of sunk on a beach. Actually, the brakes failed on me. And so what I did, because, you know, living in the Caribbean on a Caribbean island, you're often parking on hillsides and steep slopes. And so what I did is I took one of these spare anchors I had on one of the sailboats, So I took this little spare anchor and had a little bit of chain, like 10 foot of chain on it, and then rope. And I used to have that anchor in my car. So whenever I parked on a slope, I would, haul the anchor out, put it around a tree or dig it in some dirt or around some rocks if I could, just to, that anchor was essentially my handbrake for the vehicle since I didn't have brakes or a license. I don't think I ever licensed that vehicle. Those are the good days. Careless. I mean, I made more money. That sounds so greedy. I made more money as a when I was 16, 17 years old than I do now. All I can do is laugh at that. I mean, what else can I do? Okay, what have I missed here? I've been blabbing on you guys. Hopefully I'm not boring you. All the things with motors I've spent money. If I could have back now, I'd own 100 acres. Yeah. I mean, that's the story, Mr. Hardyford. That's how we go through lives, especially us young men. We can be pretty silly with cars and money growing up. That's okay, as phases we go through, steps we have to climb. OGW, I'm an odd lady. I can't take pain. It's odd. Well, it happens. I don't like needles. I mean, I've been through a lot, all kinds of physical punishment, and from, without getting to details, from bullets to knife blades, and if you bring a needle around me, like a little pinprick, I'll do some damage. Keep that needle away from me. I'm not a fan of getting poked in the arm or anywhere by needles. I mean, threaten me with a giant, threaten you're going to bludgeon me with a giant hammer, that's fine, but, bring a needle close to me and I'm screaming like a little girl. Gotcha. That Fiesta was sweet, straight out of Korea and rebadged by Ford. That was out of Korea? I don't know. That's the first time I'm hearing about that. Korea, huh? I feel like they made Ford Fiestas in Korea. I feel like they came out of Europe. I mean, I know I mean, if they came out of Korea, cars go all over, can go all over. Who knows where they're made, but I felt that those Ford Fiestas were made in Europe somewhere. Interesting. Kevin, a Chevy Chevette, cheap little 4-cylinder. Chevy Chevette. I'm not sure. I don't have a. I feel like that was fairly common, but not having grown up in the States, I don't have a good library of a certain generation of US vehicles in my head. Chevy Chevette. Chevette sounds cool though. Family plan. When OGW needs to quickly stop his car, he throws an anchor out the window. True story, family plan, except I didn't have a window. The Mini Moke was a windowless vehicle, guys. Did it even have doors? Can't remember. I think you just climbed over the side. It was like a big go-kart. Mini Moke. I think you'd have to go back to like Mini Moke 1980s, probably like a 1980s Mini Moke. Mr. Hardyford, my first car was 15 years old, 1975 Camaro. Oh, you were the fancy kid, huh? Trade a Suzuki RM125 dirt bike for it. Yeah, Mr. Hardyford, I would love a dirt bike up here. I could. as much as I'm grateful for the quad, the quad is my tractor, guys. You saw the orange Kubota tractor there. Well, clearly that wasn't mine, but my tractor is that little bike. It really needs, I need to give it a service. I've got a fuel leak. The entire engine is pretty gummed up and black. There's fuel leaking somewhere, very slowly. And now I have a peg. The clutch has started to slip, or the shifting is slipping. It's been like that for a while. It is my workhorse, and when that goes down, we're back into the world of hurt up here. But an old beater, some dependable, lightweight motocross bike, even a thumper would be fantastic around here. I'd be following deer trail everywhere. That's the nice thing about a small, light bike in these kind of woods on these mountains. I mean, wherever deer is going, you can go most of the time. Anyways, Mazda. Yeah. Oh, we're getting into some car talk here, guys. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse. I did have the old Mazda RX-7 too. It was one of my first vehicles I bought in America. A little Mazda RX-7. I thought I was cool back then. Family plan. I'm sorry about that. It was the Festiva. An even smaller Ford. I had one very similar to the Yugo. Oh man, I'd love a Yugo. Love a Yugo. What's that old Russian? Oh, the Lada. Guys, if I could get my hand on a Lada, the Lada would be my ultimate vehicle to cruise around. If I could have a Lada, I'd be a happy man. A Lada, a weekly supply of steak, the occasional dulce de leche ice cream bowl, big bowl, and gas to fuel up the Lada. I'd be happy. That would be like that would be me reaching the pinnacle of where I'd like to be. Tomahawk. My first car was an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Oldsmobile Cutlass. What is that? Calais. That sounds like I've been in a few Oldsmobiles over the years. They ride like couches. The two that I'm thinking I've been into, I'm not sure. They're like these like whoosh, whoosh. They're like couches on the highway. Of course, the ultimate couch, which I must say I really do like too, is the old Cadillac. I think I once was in an old. It was what I call a Yank tank. It was a massive Cadillac out of like the late 70s. And that thing was all steel and soft plush suspension. When you went over a bump, it was like you were on a cloud, a spongy cloud. Fantastic vehicle. Back then, a friend of mine, we used to put a mattress in the back of the thing, like a twin mattress in the trunk, and my friend used to sleep on that mattress in the trunk of the Cadillac. Those are also some interesting years. Was it a Cadillac? I feel like it was a Cadillac. My husband had a 79 Firebird. Yeah. I don't know what was better, the Firebird or the Camaro back then. Family plan. You want a Neva, a Russian 4x4 compact hatchback, tough as nails. I'll have to look the Neva up. I'm sure I've seen it. But it surprised me. I was watching some stuff on North Korea a while back, and surprisingly, you've got some, and even in some areas of Russia and Eastern Europe, I mean, there's clubs that still run Ladas, that race Ladas. But yeah, North Korea, There's some old timers in the mountains still driving around these old Russian vehicles, like no doors, no windows, but they're still running. Like from the 60s and 50s, I think. Tomahawk was a sportier version of the Cutlass. Okay, yeah, I think I can envision the Cutlass, but not the Calais. Oh, I see. It was a Cutlass Calais. Okay, so just a deluxe model. Gotcha. Anyways, guys, what is the time here? 8:29. We've been going since 6 o'clock. We've covered, once again, guys, we do cover all sorts of topics in this chat here. I appreciate you guys. Are there any more interesting things we need to cover? I've been pondering, folks, with after these videos, maybe bringing a topic to chat. It may be an additional video, or maybe we'll view something that's online and we can discuss it. I don't know if that's something folks should be interested here. I think we're kind of developing this free flow, free form, open discussions after watching the video. So I don't know if that's a good idea, is having a topic to discuss. It'll be something to do with, off-gridding, living like a free man or woman. I don't know if anybody's got any ideas on that, or if that sounds silly. Chris James, hi all, just got home. Chris James, greetings, sir. Welcome. It's you made it. Today, Chris, we had a video that was about an hour, 9 minutes long. A little long-winded. But if you into chainsawing, felling trees, and moving around a mountain like an old guy, almost dying from push-ups and sit-ups, you might enjoy this one. So it'll be replayable. So knock yourself out. But good to see you, Chris. I also will have a camping video coming out here, probably towards the end of next week or over the weekend release. So finally getting out into the mountains and getting to do some of the stuff that I really enjoy. It's planned, so failing some kind of issue developing, I don't know, it would have to be like a vehicle or being struck by lightning. I'll be disappearing into some mountain ranges this week. So thank you, Chris. Good to have you here, sir. Mr. Artiford, topic sounds good. Great live. Fun nighty night, folks. Stay free. Hey, Mr. Artiford, thank you, sir. Good to see you. And I forget now, Mr. Artiford. I think there was something I was trying to resolve for you as far as the whole membership thing. It looks like I did look into it and look at my, hopefully I'm talking to the right guy, Mr. Artiford. I did look into my YouTube dashboard, and it appears that there's no way or no function for me to kind of give a membership, without the payment going through YouTube. I know it sounds kind of goofy, but I couldn't find any way that I could kind of, some other arrangement could be made, and then I can just activate a subscriber as a member. Maybe I'll do an online search. Maybe if I can find some third party information on how to do it. But YouTube has not made it clear to me. If I can't see anything on my control dashboard within YouTube to kind of set that up. But if I discover how to do it, we can. I'll set it up. Okay, Kevin, old man basic training in lumberjack. It's funny, I crossed the Rubicon at some point where I'm totally fine calling them old man workouts. Hopefully you guys can see the humor in what I do. Yeah, I'm really just trying to share the view, maybe share some motivation. But I'm clearly not trying to, win over any competition or, woo the ladies. That's not going to happen. I don't have electricity up here for any blow dryers. Sorry, girls. Let's just say toilet facilities are only for the brave. Okay. Do your push-ups, kids. Yeah. I think that was for me about... Oh, I apologize, Mr. Gas. All right. I really apologize, guys. Getting names confused here. Hopefully that made sense to you, Mr. Gas. Couldn't find anything facilitated by YouTube for me to activate that, but I will attempt maybe just a general online search. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So I haven't forgot it. We can figure it out. Mr. Racy, Miss Racy, hit the like button if you haven't yet. Yes, guys. I mean, I'm okay with dropping please support me links, but do you think I could possibly remember to say, hey guys, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button so that you get reminders. I don't know. Anyways, you may have noticed I just put a support link in the chat there, guys. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody who has supported me, especially through winter and now. The only way I'm able to feed myself and gas the pickup truck and the quad is from these streams, and it's not advertising, guys. It's literally the handful of folks here that every now and again drop some support that allow me to go and get excited about going to town and picking up chicken food and gas. Someone has been really kind enough to send dog food on the last 3 bags. Somebody has actually sent me dog food, so that's been a great help. I mean, seriously, the times I've got to town with some funds in PayPal, and it's like, well, is it going to be dog food or a bag of chicken wings and milk? And then having the dog food waiting for me at the mailbox is like big relief. So I want to just thank you guys. I think there's might be 2 or 3 of you in chat here today that have helped out, and I'm truly grateful. So thank you guys. Okay. Ooh, sad news on our off-grid place. Lightning hit our system, hard killing a charge controller. Sent it in to get fixed. Oh no, was that a the charge controller? Yeah, those can get pretty expensive. That sucks. Is it something they're going to be able to fix, or is it? I mean, did you smell smoke? Were there flames? Yeah, I've had some storms up here where the lightning's going, the wind's howling. I haven't had a lot of them, but there's been a few occasions where they're just, the lightning's going, the bursts of light, and the trees are bending over, and I'm thinking, oh, please. I mean, I'm always thinking about fires, forest fires, because with big lightning storms out here, guys, most of the time, especially as things get drier out here, most of the time, after big lightning storms, that's when the fire starts. So I'm always a little concerned when we have lightning in this area. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you guys can get it fixed and it's affordable. Family Plan, smash the like button and remember to subscribe. Thank you, Family Plan. I know I got that whole sentence wrong. It just shows you that I need to memorize the important things, actually, now. Smash the like button and remember to subscribe. You guys are the best chat, really. Thanks for reminding me and actually typing out what I need to say. Miss Racy, and killed the battery charger. Yeah, I'm sure it killed it quite a bit. The family plan. Sorry to hear about the. Okay, got that. Yes, it's repairable, thank goodness, but a small cost compared to the cost of it new. Okay, good. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, there are some charge controllers guys out there. Well, I mean, we've spoken about this before. There are some solar systems, solar arrays out there that I've seen. You know, touching on the $100,000 mark, 60, 70, $80,000. You know, the type that track with the sun. These things can get really expensive. I think my solar setup and batteries at the most, and I didn't get this all one shot. I've kind of cobbled together over the years. Maybe $500, $600. That includes batteries, charge controller, panels, inverter. I'm definitely not too fancy up here, as you guys know. Scott Wallace, I had a fire on my boat. 3 in the morning. Luckily, I had been through shipboard firefighting school and flight deck firefighting school. So, so is this like? What size is your boat there, sir? Yeah. I've actually, yes. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this story, guys. This is kind of an interesting one. Midnight charge controllers. Yeah, I think that's midnight charge controllers. I think those are fairly good, if I remember correctly. And back in my days of shopping, those are considered kind of on the primo side. Scott Wallace, my cat was trapped behind the fire, and he looked at me like I was an idiot. Not only is he brave, but he's insightful. Yeah, old cat staring at you, huh? Boat burning. Cat staring at you. Old barns and houses used to have weather vanes, lightning rods. Yeah. I should probably a lightning rod would probably be a good idea here. I know. Have to find several big poles and some cables. Mr. Gasgas, could you run a small fan on your solar generator? I could. I do actually have some small USB fans, Mr. Gasgas. And I bought, last year I bought this, it was kind of a, I don't know, a gimmick, but not a gimmick. It was one of these little swamp cooler, you know, made in China, as seen on TV. I bought it at Ace Hardware Store. It's about, I don't know, this size. Little square box that's a swamp cooler. So you put water in this tray, and there's this little mesh that you can put water on it. You get it damp, put water in this cooler, close the tray, and it has this little what looks like a computer fan with some fins, metal fins behind it. Anyways, it operates like a swamp cooler, and it blows cool-ish air. But so I bought this thing, and I literally sat with it on those 100-degree days last summer, where it's 100 outside and it's like 110 inside, and I'd sit here with this fan literally in front of my face right here, just blowing air, and then I'd open my shirt and try not to move and just get a little bit of cool air going on me. Kind of amusing. I still have it. It's in a tote, so I may pull it out. I found that it worked good if I had some ice. Those days when I could afford to go into town regularly and bring back a pack of ice, I'd use the ice in the cooler, in that little swamp cooler, and that helped. But fun times when it's warm up here. When it's hot, it can be debilitating. Even though I do love heat. Okay. We have a lightning rod. We need to get a bigger and better one. Yeah. Lightning rods are, I mean, they can save equipment, guys. If you're out, especially living on a mountain, out in the boonies. Alternatively, I do know some folks that that had a fairly large single sideband radio on a massive antenna on a pole, and that also acts as a lightning rod. The ice cube. I'm surprised you didn't get frozen out of the cabin. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Is it called an ice cube? It's really a cheesy little square thing. It's kind of a toy, but I did get, it was the only thing that was giving me not cold air, like lukewarm cold air. Scott Wallace, how much solar are you running? I have 300 watts. I have 300 watt panels, and I have three 100 amp Renogy deep cell solar batteries. And I mean, that's more when I have sun. I have such little power requirements up here, guys. So the streaming desktop that I have is a little. I mean, if I ever had somebody come up here and look at my setup, they'd think something weird's going on here, because I have a computer that I built myself. So I bought the case, and I bought like a large case for it with a lot of venting, and it looks pretty high tech, but it's extremely out of place here. So I bought the computer. I bought it piece by piece as I could afford it. I built, bought the motherboard, bought the CPU at different times. It took me several months, but eventually I put this thing together, and it looks very out of place in this hermit's cabin. But it requires a generator to run. It draws quite a lot of power, and so when I'm running the Starlink satellite and streaming, I kind of have to have this giant desktop running over here. Also, this monitor, kind of big. It looks very out of place in here, guys. I mean, I look like some internet weirdo up here. It doesn't quite make sense. Anyways, I was going to tell you guys about a lightning strike story, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but many years ago, when I was sailing around the world on big yachts, I was moving a yacht down. We had spent summer up north in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, New England, and at the end of the summer season, everybody typically comes down as kind of winter's on the horizon. Usually around early September, the boats and everybody starts moving south back to either the Caribbean or the Med, Southern Med. And anyways, I was on a boat, a 180 footer, coming back. We were offshore, and we were kind of coming up. Maybe we were about 100 miles, 80 miles off Baltimore. Just north. No, I lie. Baltimore, Norfolk. Why am I getting my city names messed up here? Baltimore, Norfolk, guys. Yeah. Well, I know about 80 miles just north of Norfolk, Virginia, and it was late at night. Big storm, big swells, lightning everywhere. Long story short, I was actually not on shift at that time. I was having a nice nap while the boat was rolling around, and we got struck by lightning and lost. It fried the motors, shut down everything, shut down radar, shut down. And if you've ever been off the coast of East Coast in general, but particularly those big seaports, New York, Norfolk, there's a lot of traffic out there 24/7. So when you lose things, when you're close to those areas and you lose your radar, power, lights, your navigation lights, everything's pitch dark, and you're in a storm, it's not the best feeling. So we managed, after about 4 hours, we managed to get one engine running. This is a big boat, 2 motors. And so we managed to get one motor running and basic navigation lights on. And we limped it into Norfolk, Virginia. And long story short, we ended up sitting in the marina. I think it was in Baltimore. We ended up getting a tow once we got into close to the harbor. And I think that cost about $220,000. Might have been more. I think it might have touched, was over $250,000 to get things replaced. You know, we had to have mechanics from the actual engine manufacturer fly in to replace circuits. Circuit boards were fried. You know, a lot of the navigational equipment was fried. A lot of wiring and circuits, motherboards, chips had to be replaced. A lot of the electrical systems in the boat had to be gutted. But we ended up sitting in Baltimore for a little over a month. And I don't know, wasn't overly impressed with Baltimore. Let's just say that. And this is a while back. It was kind of garbage then, and so I can't imagine what it's like now. But yeah, losing complete control of a large vessel in a storm off a busy harbor with, you know, ships. You can see the ships coming and going, and you just hope they're picking you up on radar. And you have no power to steer the boat. Is can be a fun and exciting trip. Okay. Little side story there about losing power on a boat. I forgot who was talking about losing power on their boat. I don't know if your ordeal was a little bit like that, being struck by lightning. Oh, did I lose everybody in chat, or is nobody's typing? The Ice Cube. How much solar are you running? Got that. We have over 3,000 watts. Fancy schmancy. And I know of I don't quite remember how much, but it's over that. We have been building our solar system since 2014. It's been fun, hard journey. Yeah. Well, you know, these things tend to you know, you may buy one thing and then it gets fried or it breaks, and then you add another thing. And I mean, most folks I know that have been living off grid for years, I mean, they've gone through a handful of systems. I met a real interesting couple which had lived in the mountains for like 18 years, really in the middle of nowhere, and they had we were talking about all the systems they had been through. You know, wind generators they had attempted, and he did a lot of his building. I think he was he was a former engineer, electrical engineer, so he had built a lot of these things. You know, he would buy a motor, buy the alternator. You know, he wouldn't buy a generator. They had a little stream, so they had done a ram pump as well. And over the years, they had had many systems, and eventually dialed it into, I think it was some kind of small vehicle motor, diesel that was diesel, and that was their house generator. He essentially converted that with an inverter on an old small diesel motor that ran their house, and they had this beautiful cabin they had built over the years and added to, and kids had grown up into it, and had a wraparound porch in a forest. It was just stunning. But he had done a lot of building and had various sort of power systems over the years. Even a water turbine he had built off a vehicle alternator. He had built a wind generator using a vehicle alternator, engine alternator, and he had done a little wind turbine with pedals, with some kind of low rev alternator as a backup system. So it's fun meeting people like that have lived out in the boonies for years and spending an afternoon with them and just looking at what they've done. These are some of the most interesting people you'll ever meet. That's not to say I'm interesting at all. I'm kind of bumbling my way through this life. But there have been some great off-gridders I've met over the years. I mean, very nice people. Okay, where were we? I feel like I need some light in here, guys. Hang on. Move, buddy. You've got all of that. Why do you have to kind of be around my grill? Thanks, bud. Okay. You know, there was a time where I thought people who spoke to their dogs were weird. Here I am. Family Plan, Baltimore. When is the tidal wave coming in to wash that place away? Yeah, man, that is one sketch city. I remember there were several times I decided to go for a walk. I didn't get very far walking around that city. It was like, I think I could just spend the entire month on the boat and at the marina, because I just, there's nowhere I wanted to be after just a handful of walks. Attempting to walk around in that town late at night was like, yeah, no. Dirty comes to mind. Kevin, very good show tonight. Thanks for the live stream. Got to get some rest. Good night, off grid warrior, and everybody. Hey, Kevin, sorry if I missed you there. I was babbling on there for a while, but thanks for hanging out, Kevin. Good to see you. You have a good one. Tomahawk, good night, OGW Ranger. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, Tomahawk, good to see you, sir. I hope you make a good, full recovery. And do well. Definitely stay in touch, all right? You know how to get a hold of me if you need anything or anything I can do. Scott Wallace, grounding. Yes, grounding is important. Miss Racy, we've been through equipment for sure, replacing things like batteries, wires, inverters, charge controllers. It happens. And upgrade to better a little bit at a time. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of us who perhaps, you know, don't have millions of dollars to throw at an off-grid mansion. There's some areas we start off cheap. I know I always try to find not the cheap, but I try to find a middle ground. But every time, there's some areas where I don't want to like go for the cheapest thing. If it's obviously something I really need to depend on, that's going to be like sort of comfort and have something to do with survival or comfort, particularly through winters. You know, I don't mind spending a little more money on a better brand, but sometimes you really do get what you pay for. And I would say anybody looking into off-grid systems and that, just be wary of the super cheap inverters. You know, if you can spend an extra $50 on an inverter that has a better reputation, go that route. Because, you know, when you build dependence of having your lights on or batteries charging based on something that's going to break down, that can be a real game changer at the wrong time. So those kind of areas you want to perhaps spend a little more money. I'm really like that with tools. You know, digging tools, shovels, picks, axes. I like, I don't mind, and I'm real cheap, guys. By cheap, I mean I don't have a lot of funds. So but there's one area with tools. That's my point. With tools, I don't like to penny pinch, because I really don't like it when handles and plastic handles and things break on me. That's kind of annoying. I want something I could really wrench on, and quite often those kind of hand tools, crafting tools, things that make things like, you know, stuff required in construction. I'd rather spend a little more money on those kind of things. You know, I'll spend good money on a shovel, but, you know, I'll eat a lot of rice and 2-minute noodles. Family Plan, good night, OGW and the crew. Family Plan, good to see you, mate. Hope all is going well. I'm going to be shutting down here soon, too. So thank you for hanging out, and keep well. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Miss Racy, I agree with you fully. We do pay extra for the important equipment. That's important, yeah. It's good policy. Okay, guys, on that note, I think people are dropping off right now, and it is kind of getting late. So, Rangers' eyes are getting droopy there, and I think I just heard a snore, which is good. But I got to feed myself here. We're going to rustle something up over here. Not sure what. There'll probably be some quail eggs. Got the chicken. There's probably some chicken eggs waiting for me, so we'll go grab those. But yeah, guys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a good one tonight, a good chat. We've covered all sorts of topics. That's what we do here, right? Chris James, I started cheap on our solar system and ended up spending way more than I would have had I spent just a bit more upfront. That's isn't that the truth, Chris? That's how it works. I've seen that over and over again. There's certain areas you probably prudent to shortcut on, but keeping the lights on systems, spend a little more money if you can. You know, you got to keep the wifey or the lady happy, you know, especially. Think of it that way. You don't want an unhappy lady having to walk around outside in the dark or not being able to fire up the generator or the blow dryer, excuse me. I think I'm getting tired here, guys. It's just turned 9 o'clock, so we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And yeah, dinner time. Good night, everyone. Good night, OGW. Natal, thank you. Enjoy your dinner. And thanks for hanging out. Thanks for partaking in chat, everybody. Okay, folks, I know I've said it multiple times now, but I think we're going to call it a night. Glad I was able to make it to the live tonight. Good evening, OGW and all. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you much as a member and helping out, sir. So thank you. You have a good night, and we'll have some good content by next weekend. So, Mr. Racy, good chat. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your off-grid adventures. Appreciate it. Okay, folks, on that note, have a good evening. Have a good week. And we'll see everybody next weekend. All right? Cheers.